So back to the story about how I started with Amazon. So I started with the guy, and then I started to get samples from China over. Started to develop the... so basically what I did was I went to Fiverr. I got a brand designed. It was literally the simplest of logos ever. I just said to them, here's the name. I want it to look as masculine and aggressive as possible, because that was my industry. You know what I mean? It was my industry.
It is, isn't it?
It was my industry, and it's more customer based.
Yeah,
so you know what I mean? So whenever you're selling to a customer, you have to consider what they want.
Yes.
It's not about you and what you think. You have to think about what your customer wants. So I went to Fiverr, got the brand designed. It literally cost me $5. The brand I use this day.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
$5.
$5.
The same one you use today?
Yeah, the same one I use today. I said to them, just keep it as simple and, you know what I mean, just black and white as possible.
Yeah.
All good, you know what I mean? It's basic, but it gives off that impression. Because one of the biggest things I'm an advocate for is perception is reality. When you see something, you have a perception about it, and it is reality to you. So if you see someone walking down the street and they've got this big spiky pink hair or whatever, you'll assume punk rocker or something's going on or whatever.
Yes.
You see a businessman dressed.
It's a natural prejudice human beings have. Yeah,
but
yeah.
it will affect the outcome.
Yes, of course.
It is the major thing.
Yeah.
So perception is reality. You see me dressed in a suit, you'll assume businessman or someone who's
wealthy person.
Exactly, someone who's about something. Do you know what I mean? So I thought the brand has to look how I want my customers to perceive it. So that was done just straight from Fiverr. From there, I thought, okay, I've got to look for products. So product research was an annoying reality for me. You have to go through the stages to get what ones that will work. So generally, I'll go for profit margin and demand. If I have those two, mostly everything else is plain sailing, as long as they don't violate certain rules.
Yeah.
So I thought, get these products. So the first products I ordered was $2.65. It was quite cheap, and I sold it on Amazon for £18.
So, hang on. So your inventory was $2 and you sold it for $18.
Yep.
That is a massive profit margin.
Yeah.
Massive profit margin. Yeah.
So yeah, for those who understand Amazon will do basically everything. It's a very automated business. So let's say, all I had to do was make the order from China. I've got the customer manager now on my WhatsApp, so I can text her right now to get everything I need. I can send everything to Amazon. I don't need to touch anything. Literally nothing.
It's automated.
Straight from China, straight to Amazon warehouse. Don't come to my house, don't come to my unit, nothing. It's just literally straight from there to there. Amazon will literally sell it on the platform. When it sells, I don't even have to send it. Amazon will send it for me. Literally. And they'll be cheaper than a courier.
And would you say Amazon FBA is more profitable than dropshipping and starting an e-commerce store? Or is it just different?
Yes. I do believe Amazon's a lot more profitable, and there's for many reasons. With dropshipping, you don't own the inventory. It's a bit of a... There's a phrase I always use, and it's the only free cheese is in the mousetrap, meaning what's easier to get will be a lot more... It won't return as much, so you put more of the work in.
Lower ROI.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You've got single moms who are just like, you know what I mean, they can set up drop shipping. You know what I mean? If someone is going to do it that easy with all the other things going on, do you know what I mean? I'd like to do something that's more difficult. Do you know what I mean? It returns a lot better. So with Amazon, it's basically just you buy the stock. If you do private label, which is what I do, you will own the brand as well. And here's another point I comes back to. You will own the intellectual property, and this is where the value is in the business. So most of my net worth is in the value of the brand and the business. So when you have that, you have a brand that you can sell, and that is how you make the money. You know what I mean? So if you look at someone's net worth, you know what I mean? Most of it is in that business. So if I came to sell the business, it's literally $1 million in cash in the bank or $2 million or whatever it's worth. Do you know what I mean? And the beautiful thing as well is there's such a thing called entrepreneur's tax relief, which means you won't get taxed at the same level as you would for income.
Really?
So there are some secrets in this world. Yeah. And even this existed under Labour governments. This existed for a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This wasn't a new thing. It's been around for a long time.
Okay, let's delve into that, because I think a lot of average people, no offense, they see tax the rich, but maybe they aren't understanding like how taxes work.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the rich get away with tax through many portals. You know what I mean?
I like that word, portals. Yeah, definitely.
One way they get away with it through, a lot of it is they reinvest it back into the company, because you can't tax you can only tax profits. You know what I mean? So corporations don't pay tax because they reinvest it and the stock price goes up. Once the stock price goes up, they cash out on the stock price and they pay a different kind of tax, which is not the same level as income tax.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? So it could be capital gains tax or something like that, which again is very low. You know what I mean? The most capital gains tax you can pay is
20%, 25%?
20% on normal stuff. On property, it's 28%.
Okay.
That's if you sell a second home.
Retail's a different real estate. Sorry, real estate's a different
it's over a certain threshold, but it is a lot lower than any income tax you'll find. Because then you pay national insurance and dividend tax and all this kind of thing. You know what I mean? It starts to mount up. So if, as far as tax the rich goes, it doesn't really do you any favours because you only give it to the government and they're just, you know what I mean? They're corrupt as it is anyway. So let's say you give 100 to the government. In fact, there's actually an interesting story about this. A man from the government comes to the contractors and says, okay, we need a hospital building. Okay. So we got one company, the American company. How much do you charge? We charge 50 million. Okay, thank you. We'll go to the Polish company, for example. We'll charge 10 million. Okay. They'll come to a friend of theirs. How much will you charge to build us a hospital? 60 million. 60 million. That's 10 million more than the Americans. What's so special about 60 million? What do you mean? 25 million for you, 25 million for me, and 10 million for the Polish?
That is no, but it's
That's
mad.
how it
It's
goes.
mad. Yeah, but that's how it goes. But this is why I wanted to have you down because you're shedding a light on this. I think a topic. Majority of people do not understand. They just think, oh, it's simple as, you know, I'm working X amount, I'm getting taxed this, tax the super rich. But no. The super rich are like, the way they make their money, it's like whack-a-mole. They're like here, there and everywhere. The government can't keep up with it. So they are evading and looping hole the system. And that is the key. That is the key, guys. Come on. Bruv, that is what you just said there is a massive gem. And I hope you people at home are taking a note of that because it is this if you want to make money, especially as we go into this cost of living crisis, it is fucking everyone over right now. I want you guys to take notes. Obviously, the cost of living going up. You know, like it's like £6, £7 for chicken. It's like £100 to fill up your car. What would you recommend for the average person to make money in the most like unorthodox way, or like whatever way you think's best?
Okay, so the best way is upgrade your value. What you're giving back to people. So let's say you're in a job. You know what I mean? Let's say you want a higher paying position in that job. So I'd stay with the same company. So I'd go straight to my employer, say, my friend, I've been working here for many years. I'm struggling at home. I really want to increase my salary. How can I give more back to the company so that my salary reflects it?
Yes.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You've got to give back. Do you know what I mean? You can't be selfish about it. You know what I mean? You've got to give to somebody else to receive
value exchange.
Exactly. As you mentioned before, value exchange. But so that'd be the quickest way, I believe. Another way, as I've mentioned earlier, would be to develop a skill that you can exchange in the marketplace for new income, or even a side hustle. So if you want to have a side hustle, let's say you're doing video editing or photo editing or whatever, you know what I mean? That's another thing that can be on the side. I was doing most of my work in the evenings. You know what I mean? I was coming home from my construction job. Okay, Amazon, what we got to do now? Who have we got to reply to? All these emails, get through everything. It was done in the evenings. You know what I mean? It's if you haven't got a second job or if you haven't got a side hustle or anything going on, you know what I mean? You got to have a look at yourself and say, okay, I need to do something more than the average person, otherwise I will be an average person.
An average person, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's the best way for most people. Develop a skill that's free. You know what I mean? We've got the internet nowadays. There's all kinds of things on there you can find out through any skill you can learn. You know what I mean? But people watch videos of cats and dogs and TikToks, man. Come on.
It's true. I think we live in an age of endless information at your literal fingertips. But the caveat of that is obviously there's endless distractions.
Exactly.
Endless distractions, the cat videos, what Jake Paul's doing for his lunch this evening. You know what I mean? There's just endless, and I think it's these kind of distractions. They feed that kind of dopamine center, and people feel just comfortable. They just of course, they just don't want to move.
This is the biggest issue. Comfort zones are where dreams die.
Yes,
you know what I mean. You will not get anywhere in a comfort zone. You have to go beyond it. You know what I mean. Every single advance I made was going beyond my comfort zone.
Yeah.
So another thing I would suggest is, instead of consuming content, except for this, make sure you create content. You know what I mean? Once you create content, you know what I mean, you can go in many directions from this. So instead of consuming content, I'd create content. Regardless, it doesn't matter what it is. Let's say you like makeup tutorials or doing shoes or anything. You know what I mean? If you're creating that content, you know what I mean, you can build an audience from that, and from that you can monetize. Even beyond just the views or YouTube monetization, you know what I mean, you can monetize that to your own product lines, to your own things. You can affiliate for people. You know what I mean? There's a lot of ways you can make money, especially now with the internet. There's so many new ways, and especially with how things are going. You know what I mean? You should be a little bit nervous about where your future is going to lie.
That is so true. And obviously, it's not for everyone, of course, but there's things you can do, especially as you see the way today's climate is. Everything's costing so much. You can't afford to be on one income stream. That is back in the 1960s, 1970s. Yeah, the American white picket fence, you know, dad's away at work, mom's at home cooking dinner, the kids going, bruv, that dream is dead. It is dead. You need to be doing something more. Like, at least 2 incomes. Guys, I don't care, as TJ just said, if it is making makeup tutorials, dog walking videos, if you get the views and you create a flipping audience, you can monetize it, make income, generate it, build your wealth. Because if you do not buffer yourself, you're going to get wrecked in this recession, and you're going to get absolutely destroyed. Are you interested in philanthropy? I've probably said that wrong. Philanthropy. I'm dyslexic. Forgive me. Are you interested in that?
Absolutely. Yeah. I do believe you have a duty to do it when you know what I mean, if you have a
certain amount of wealth. Yeah.
Yeah, I do believe you have a duty to do so.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm quite at that level yet.
But you're higher than most, and you're ascending. You're ascending. So you in the next 10, 20 years, you will. I believe definitely you will reach that level.
Yeah. I believe the best thing you can do is give someone knowledge. And skills and self-belief, you know what I mean? Because a lot of many people's success will come down to self-image and self-belief. You know what I mean? If you don't see yourself as having that kind of income, you probably never will. You know what I mean? You need to have that self-belief in yourself. And
I will do this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In fact, this brings back to another point. When I quit smoking, this was about 2015. This was my self-image was I am not a smoker. I do not smoke. My self-image is I'm not a smoker. So the thought of me smoking a cigarette again offended me. So it was in my mind, it was almost like an ego that said, you will never smoke a cigarette again. And that weekend I quit smoking, but I just literally stayed in my room, didn't talk to anybody, just stayed in my room, cold turkeyed it the whole time, because my self-image was saying, I do not smoke. So that is another thing of self-image. You need to see yourself as the successful person you want to be. So let's say you're an aspiring rapper right now, you need to see yourself as that person who is in that position. There was an old saying about Elvis Presley, and basically he would go around telling everyone he's famous when nobody even knew who he was. He was like, no, I'm famous, I'm a millionaire, I'm famous. And he'd tell everyone before they even knew it. Same with Muhammad Ali. He would tell everyone he's the world champion.
I'm the world. I've seen those videos.
Before he even was.
But
he made it so much that he had to believe it. You know what I mean? Did it become true? You know what I mean? It was his self-image, and you can call it an ego, but it's a very positive ego. Ego has a very negative connotation attached to it.
It does, yeah.
But it's if you make a positive ego and you work continuously to justify that ego, you will get to there. You know what I mean? You will build yourself into that person you want to become.
That is fucking powerful. That is genuinely really, really powerful, because it's true. It is true. Like when you have this idea of yourself, when you're driving in your car, you're going to work, you have fantasies of this person you want to be where you are. And for me, like, when I have these sort of things, I think, okay, if I'm having these ideas and these thoughts, that has to be real. Why else am I having these thoughts and these fascinations, these ideas? That person, this version of me has to exist. It has to exist. So I need to put the work in and the road towards that to make that possible. And you can do that too. You can do that too. You need, I think the thing here is it's discipline over motivation.
Exactly.
Discipline over motivation, because I'm sure you can agree with this. It's like everyone wants to watch the motivational videos and like Gary V and carry on. Bruv, you shouldn't be waiting for that. Like you said, when you came back from work, it's okay, what's cracking on Amazon FBA? What's cracking on this? It's like, even when I'm feeling, I can't really be asked for that. No, fuck that shit, man. Carry on. Because I've said this before. What is the alternative?
Exactly.
What is the alternative? Go and do work in that job. answering to that boss you really fucking hate. You wish you could punch him up. What is the alternative?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
So yeah. So the biggest thing with motivation is it's all well and good. It gets you started.
Yeah.
But discipline keeps you going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to tell yourself, I will do this regardless of how I feel.
Yeah.
I don't feel like doing it. I don't want to do it. But I need that goal. I want that goal, and it's gonna happen regardless. You know what I mean? It just needs to be in your mind that it's happening. Who cares what's going on outside world? Laser beam focus. It's gonna get done. So discipline over motivation all day. That's big. One of my biggest assets in my entrepreneurial journey so far was just discipline. I will get it done. Right now, I'm taking up MMA. You know what I mean?
I've seen that. You've been doing good, man.
I'm literally 6 days a week. I've told myself you're not allowed to not go. If you don't go MMA, you're not allowed to eat that night. Literally that level of.
Are you that strict on yourself?
I'll punish myself if I don't go.
You're that 100%, strict on yourself?
100%. If I don't go, you're not allowed certain things. You're not allowed to go on social media. You're not allowed to do X, Y, Z.
You're not to have any enjoyment, any pleasure.
No, you haven't earned it.
You haven't earned
exactly.
It. I
haven't earned it.
I think that what you've just said right there is the difference of the mindset of what it takes to become obviously this very successful person. It's you need to like as we said before, hold yourself accountable. I do not deserve to go have that milkshake. I do not deserve to go to this place. I haven't done the work required to go do that. I think that's really, really powerful because a lot of people don't think like that.
No, that's exactly right.
They don't think like that.
So for those who want to get further or advance in their career or advance in their financial goals, start with going to the gym. Or even if you don't want to go to the gym, just learn to work out. So let's say you want to have burger and chips for evening meal, let's say. I'm going to do 50 press-ups to earn that food. Something along those lines.
You know, I've done that to myself before. Like, I like to have a drink now and again, but I'm like, okay, if I do not do 50 press-ups, I can't go buy that beer.
Yeah.
I don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. And it's like, I think that is... That powerful human spirit people need to hold in themselves. Like, I do not deserve that pleasure reward unless I put the work required. Facts.
Exactly.
Facts.
This comes back to another point of everything you see going on in your reality now is a reflection of what's going on inside your head. Literally everything.
Even on social media, do you think?
Everything that's going on. Let's say someone leaves you or someone's fucked you over some way, someone scammed you or someone snaked you a bit. Yeah. So what's going on in your head? Do you know what I mean? Everything's about that. I've said this many times. So just, you know what I mean, first of all, just work on your own mind. You know what I mean, people do talk about mindset and it's absolutely true. So discipline and mindset, it will take you to exactly where you want to be.
Exactly where you need to go. Hit the destination. So obviously you are a professor in Andrew Tate's Hustlers University. Now I see a lot of people say, "Oh, it's a scam, and
pyramid
obviously
scheme.
Pyramid scheme, yes, multi-level marketing scheme, yeah, we've seen all that." What do you say to that?
My favourite thing about the pyramid scheme is we'll address the pyramid scheme first.
Okay, let's go. Into
Most people don't even know what a pyramid scheme is. I'll be honest, man. Many of the people who talk about pyramid schemes, they don't actually know what they mean. Okay, so
that's funny.
Pyramid scheme is basically person A begins.
Yeah.
Person A recruits person B and gets money for recruiting person B. Person B then recruits person C, and therefore person B gets paid, and so does person A. So all it does is go to the top, like a pyramid. So that is why you call it multi-level marketing. HUE is not a pyramid scheme. It doesn't have any levels. It only has 2 levels, affiliates, and that's it. The university, the people who recruit new people in. Amazon has affiliates. You know what I mean? Many of the people I affiliate for, you know what I mean? They all have the same program. To call it a scam in that regard, it's not a pyramid scheme at all. So is it a scam? Okay. It's $50 to enter for a month. You're going to get 18 wealth creation methods, soon to be 19. I'll speak on that later. You can. It's all the information is there. You can do everything you need for $50 a month. You will not find it. I'm speaking to students now, and they're paying $3,000 for a course. And here's
$3,000.
Oh, here's the kicker. You'll love this.
What?
$3,000 for the course. No forward support. No ask me anything after that. No ongoing.
That's the entry.
No it's just entry. That's just literally here's a PDF. Gosh. Best of luck. That's it. Beyond that, they upsell them on a product idea, and I'm just charge them £1,000 for a product idea. Just for a product idea.
That's daylight robbery.
If you've got to sell them a product idea, your course probably wasn't very good in the first place.
No, daylight robbery.
So yeah,
daylight robbery. What the absolute fuck, man? So okay, so how would you put the people at ease of mind, saying, "Oh, it's a scam," who may in the back of their heads still be curious of it? Because I know for a fact in the back of their heads, saying, "What if it does work? what if I do put that £50 and $50 in? I actually do learn something. But then I think a lot of people, they just, for some reason, they have a very negative view of the world. They have this very skeptical, distrust everything, which I'm not saying, you know, obviously have a healthy amount of distrust, but there are some things which are there to benefit you, and your skepticism is gonna fucking be your downfall. What would you say to that?
I would say it's $50.
Yeah.
I'll spend that on a bad steak in Dubai. You know what I mean? People spend that on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's $50. Come find out for yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you don't make anything of it, you probably didn't do a lot in there.
You didn't put the work in.
You didn't put the work. You didn't even consume anything. You know what I mean? Even if you come out of there with just a different mindset, it's worth $50. You know what I mean? If I had the ongoing mentorship now to do Amazon, man, I'd have saved so much money. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, you can DM me if you've got an idea, or if you want to help with anything. You can DM me. I'll go through it with you. Not a problem. Do you know what I mean? So from HU now, we're moving to a new platform, and it's going to be called The Real World. So if any of you guys who want to sign up to The Real World, we'll put a link in the description. If you sign up through this and you DM me saying Matchbox Media, I will go through everything with you as you've come through here. So if you want to sign up, we'll put a link in the description. But yeah, you'll have direct access to multimillionaires, millionaires, whichever, and we can go through everything with you. Okay, so what is the difference between now of HU and the Real World? How is it like? The Real World is more improved. Yeah. The Real World is on it's decentralized. It's not on a platform that's owned by Matrix, as Tate would say. Because if you say something they don't agree with, you're gone. There's now 19 modern wealth creation methods, and you can sign up through the link in the description. Guys, if you are serious about changing your life, please listen to Professor TJ, because he's a fucking accredited millionaire sitting next to me in fucking Matchbox. He's dropping absolute gems tonight. But it has been your host Jay Pons with TJ, you know, with me tonight. Make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like. Don't test. You're listening to the best. I ain't an average rapper, so I say that with chest. I'm stuck on time, 1-5 to make it rhyme. These the words and the lyrics on the top of my mind. I'm coming high and mighty with a flavor so spicy. With a flavor so spicy, I'm making my dough, I'm making my pee. Now we're aiming for the top, now the top you see.